Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and continue on to the next level on our path to becoming uncollected. 5.2.2. Now we're going to change up the team a little bit here, not because I don't think starting work is valuable, but because, as I mentioned in the last video, and as I said I would do in a later video, I will go back and do that one with more of a power control or degen characters and power control. But what I want to do here, we're going to pull Star-Lord out, and we're going to throw Archangel in, so that we can get that extra, that a lot easier bleed, and obviously if we can get some neurotoxins going, and some poison going, we can go ahead and take down champions faster, even without having to worry too much about getting up to our specials. Because as I will show you here, the global node for this particular level is still the same. We're still looking at that role reversal, the power shield, whereas that, like I said, your basic attacks do nothing, but they do generate power, and your special attacks deal 400% more damage. The Godslayer, which is the new node for this one, you do want to go ahead and do your best to and avoid those specials, because they are going to hit for a lot more. Now, the paths here, you don't get too much of a preview of who's on these paths. If I remember right, I believe this is Karnak, Juggernaut, and Rhino. Definitely going to avoid that path, especially considering Juggernaut at this point. This one is more of is going to be your hardest path, if I'm remembering correctly. Depending on the champions you're using, this one is a regen path. Almost everybody on it has some form of regeneration, and most of them have higher end regeneration, such as Wolverine. So if you're running Void, or somebody that you can buff steal the regen on, this might be your path to go with. But what I think we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and shoot over here to path A. If I'm remembering right, we should have some fairly straightforward, simpler fights that have, I don't think we have anybody who has necessarily been buffed. So now with the role reversal here, interesting thing that somehow Command has never addressed over all these years, that role reversal has been in the game. It should be showing Aegon with a class advantage right now, and whoever the mutant champion, which I'm fairly certain should be Psylocke, should be showing as a disadvantage. But clearly, because it's still programmed, in spite the fact that role reversal is on, to show it as the way it is on the class wheel. Now, that should mean that I have a fairly sizable advantage in this fight. But I will tell you this much. Because of the coding always showing that it doesn't actually reverse, I've always wondered if going in with the disadvantage because of the fact of the role reversal actually does you benefit or not. So we'll go ahead and start off here and see what kind of numbers we can put up, how much it takes us to get Psylocke down here, especially considering we're going to have to fight a little more cautiously because I don't have Star-Lord in this time to give us that combo shield. But we still made it through there. Decent amount of hits there. 40 hits total. Highest combo of 35, which is what we ended with. So that'll be what we carry over with Aegon on the next one. Technically, we're showing us having the advantage with Tigra here, so and she's got the rupture charges, so we can take that. Black Bolt, even if he does actually have an advantage over us, I don't think he's going to be too hard to stack up some charges and go ahead and just wipe him out. Not to mention, on top of that, his special is a range special, which Tigra is overwhelmingly suited for, and good night, Black Bolt. Now, like I said, part of the reason we brought Archangel in here is for the bleed, to make the fights go a little faster. Obviously, as you saw there, Tiger has her rupture charges. Aegon has his bleed off the special 2. Colossus just gets the unstoppable off of his special 2, which makes his, considering the specials being as important they are, makes him useful. Captain Marvel movie, once we get her charges all the way up, she just walks through people anyways, so she continues being useful because all her specials are unstoppable when she's in that ignited phase. So we will, I think we're going to go ahead and, despite again the class thing being reversed here, I think I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate Archangel a little bit here. So it's been a little while since I've used Archangel consistently here, so we'll see how we go with this fight. Got the bleed charges and the neurotoxin in right away, so we can just pretty much let her die out. That right there is, like I said, with this particular global node, why we brought in Archangel. That, once you get those bleed stacks on, get those neurotoxins going, it doesn't matter if you get to the special or not. You can pretty much let them just go ahead and die out. Go ahead and try and have just as clean of a fight here with Daredevil, which, should have been easier, to be honest with you. Black Widow is a little more active. But go get a couple bleed charges in. Ooh. Got caught on that one. Ooh. Okay, that one was a little rough there, guys. I mentioned it before. I'm a little out of practice on Archangel. It's been a while. But we're going to go ahead and little low on potions, been using them up. But we have units, so we're going to go ahead and just continue on. This is what I've talked about repeatedly, guys. Even if you make a mistake. Now, mind you, that wasn't necessarily a big enough mistake that I needed to revive. We could have continued on. We've got some larger fights coming up. But never be afraid to go ahead and keep your team in. Now, I do it here because I know we're going to finish. Wow. Okay, so don't know why Daredevil is giving me such a pain at the moment, but let's go ahead and just bring in Aegon and take him out. We'll revive Archangel when we need him again. Okay. We should be working up to the special 2 here, which was a mistake on my part, but you know, trying to build up that combo so we can take a few more passive charges into the next time we need to use him. Again, like I said before, that's one of the downsides to not having Star-Lord on the team is I have to be more aggressive while at the same time being more conscious about trying to be careful about not catching a hit. Just so that we can go ahead and make sure that we don't lose that combo meter, because it is what will. I mean, we got 25 hits again there, so we will carry a little bit over into the next one, but not nearly as much as I was hoping to. Like I said, we should have pushed for the special 3 there. Guys, we're chugging right along on this one. Let's go ahead and see who we got up next. Looks like Gamora. Pretty decent opportunity for us to get a few charges built up on Captain Marvel here. Always like to have those charges built up for the end, especially considering the fact that, with the real role reversal there, even with my sneaking suspicions, she should have the advantage against Hood at the end. So if we can pick up enough charges before we get to him, even if we gotta put a little more life back into her, we should be able to make that fight a little easier. Apparently, we're gonna put a little life into her here. Did still pick up some charges there, so I mean, you know, guys, I'm never gonna shoot for perfect gameplay. It's there's plenty of channels out there if you want perfect gameplay that will show you what that looks like. I want to show you that you can realistically get through content, that you can push through, that you can earn these titles, that you can work with the roster that you have and not have to chase what everybody else tries to imply as being the perfect way to play this game. Perfection is non-existent. I don't care how good the alliance mate, YouTuber, friend, family is. Every one of them has made a mistake in this game, in life, in some aspect of things, and I'm not striving for perfection here. I'm striving for realistically showing you that if you just keep going, if you make sure you have a supply of potions and revives, if you make sure that you have a supply of units, and you make sure that you have a team that you're comfortable with, a team that you're good with, a team that you personally can use, the content will be able to be gotten through. You know, I'm obviously not facing some of the toughest people in the game to face. I'm not facing the strongest content here. I'm, I'm not fighting against some of the things that we would have had to have fought against on some of the other paths. But we're still going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to get through this, and we are going to get to the boss and through it. Let's go ahead and try that class disadvantage here, because of the role reversal, and see if we can't go ahead and just walk through rock. Obviously, I could have revived up Archangel. That way we could have been taking him down even before we got to the special. But my goal here is we're going to get that special 2 and see if we can't beat a little trash panda into a corner with it. And that's what we did. Like I said, Colossus obviously is the only one here that I don't have some kind of advantage specifically for this level on. Doesn't mean he's not useful. Though we could have swapped him out for Apocalypse, which would have boosted up Archangel more. Still not the point. Again, I'm not looking at always putting in the top tier champions because I want to show you guys that it can be done even if you don't have them. Even if you can't make Archangel a horseman and make him that much better, you can still do it with him. Okay, so from here, we get 2 choices. We get the A path, which takes you all the way to the bottom, and you have to go through 5 enemies to get there. Since we're trying to do this as quickly and easily as possible, we're going to go ahead and skip the Hyperion and the Cable fight and go directly to Iceman, which leaves us with 3 fights. Now, this one, ideally, what you're going to get told by most people is bring in somebody who is frostbite immune. That way you can get through him without having to worry about that initial damage. Obviously, again, I'm not looking for perfect gameplay here. I'm not looking to show you guys every perfect counter to every situation. I'm looking to show you what you're going to be facing, what some of the easier paths are, and how to go ahead and just get through it. I mean, Obviously, we're coming in here using the roller reversal to our advantage and getting the having some of those passive charges already built up here for Aegon. Gonna definitely want to watch. Don't want to push him to that special 3, though we still took the special 2, which hurt. Hoping to go ahead and push through on that. But we still got him down halfway, so we're going to go ahead and let Colossus come in here and see if we can't get the finish here. And then we'll move on to the next fight. Unless, of course, I spoke a little too soon and we need to revive. Took that on the chin. And obviously, as you can see, I don't have to worry about the frostbite with Colossus here. But that was, like I said, I brought in Aegon right off the bat to demonstrate, even if you don't have someone that is frostbite immune, doesn't mean that you cannot get through Iceman. Obviously, you guys have probably faced Iceman in some other mode at some other point, and you made it through it. Don't get scared of the numbers. They may be a little higher than what you're facing on some content, or they may be right in line with what you're facing. But then you get in here and the global node makes it seem like you're not doing anything. Obviously you are, because you can see it. You're watching me get through this. And special 2. Ooh. I hate that recoil. That wasn't recoil. I apologize. That was power sting, and I forgot that he now has that. Electro isn't one I go up against too often, and power sting is a pain. Yeah, we're looking a little rough here, but we got the class disadvantage here, which is what we're looking for. Let's get some rupture charges in there. Let him go ahead and start whittling himself down. And that's one we didn't have to take by any means. Downside to coming in here a little wounded is we need those specials. But we're going to get bit if we use them. But that's where I'm going to go ahead and let Captain Marvel movie do her thing. Because, as you can see, we've already got her up to... And now, with getting that last bit of charge, we're indestructible, so we can go ahead and just finish it. Okay, so that does put us with pretty much full charges going into the hood fight here. We have taken a little bit of those links off, so we're just down to the enhanced special 2, which we need to be avoiding anyways, and the reasonable cascade, which increases critical hits, which again we want to try and avoid. Okay, a little bit of editing magic here before we continue this fight. For full disclosure, I was set to do this fight, got the fight started, and got all the way through it, won the fight, went back to check the recording, and the audio continued, but the video didn't. This is something that I know is going on with my current setup that I have, and we're going to be addressing that over the next couple weeks. And that's not only is it going to fix that problem so we can stop having that problem, but with the upgrade and equipment that I'm going to be picking up, it'll mean that we can start doing a little bit more longer form videos, a little bit more consistently. And also on top of that too, we'll be starting to do some live streams. And a few other things I'm looking at trying to do to improve the channel. But I wanted to make sure that you guys got a chance to see the fight itself. So I did go back through. I didn't complete anything new. I literally repeated the path and then picked up the video right at the final boss fight. So that with everybody down, and the only difference that really honestly a little less health and a few less charges, and still came back in and redid it and finished the fight just fine. I wanted to give that to you guys so that you could see the fight itself. Just wanted to be completely open and honest about that and why you're going to see a little bit of a cut there and what happened. Just want to remind everybody that, as I've said repeatedly, don't get caught up on the tier list. Don't get caught up on the best champions. Work with what you have. You're going to see it over the next couple weeks. We're going to finish up Uncollected this week, and then we're going to start pushing for the Cavalier on this account. And obviously on the other account we have a lot better champions, but we're still going to be pushing for Thronebreaker. So that's going to be a lot more difficult of content, and I'm going to be really excited to bring that out to you. Obviously, we're going to have several events coming up, so I appreciate it if you guys continue to follow me. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I appreciate everyone who has. I thank everybody who does going forward. Also, on top of that, like and comment on the video. Tell me, would you rather just gotten the audio at the end, or do you appreciate the fact that I went back through and made sure that you could see the full fight? Either way, like I said, growing channel. We're gonna have some growing pains here and there, but I'm gonna try and make sure that the community gets what you guys are looking for, what you guys need. Make sure all the information is out there. And like I said, stay tuned. We'll have the last 4 levels of this, along with some more crystal openings and other things coming up. We're going to be starting the new alliance here soon, as soon as we get closer to the 100 subscriber mark. And I'll be looking for who's interested in joining that alliance. I know I have 2 that have already reached out to me. Obviously, that will leave us with 27 more spots. So, can't wait to talk to you guys more and see you back for the next one. Peace out.